Okay, welcome back to the show, everybody. We're back here to play some War Robots and capture some beacons, have some fun, and fight off the red team. So let's just quick. I'm gonna take a quick look, see who's online, and get a squad started. If nobody's online, we'll just jump in and start with a couple of solo matches. See, Vladimir's on. And I'm just going to start with a solo match just to warm up, and as people jump in, we'll get a squad going. So my hangar is pretty much what I've been using for the past while. Hello there, Benjamin. Yes, you most certainly can join the clan. If you wait until after the match is over, I can put up the clan information for you. Alright, we're going to start off with... I'm going to start off sniping. See, I'm not the only person with that idea. I'm going to start off taking some long-range pot shots here. Alright, just so we get more interesting footage, I'm going to come down out of my perch a little bit. Just to make things a little more interesting so you guys aren't watching me just take long ball shots from up top. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. How you doing, Vlad? Alright. I'm going to get in there with the Griffin next. Right now, Benjamin, right now I am playing on a tablet. It doesn't look like something's going on here. These guys aren't registering a lot of damage. Alright, next bot. I'm burning through through my own bots pretty fast tonight. Yeah, I think I'm getting a touch of lag because I was getting some weird effects. It seemed like at one point I was scoring hits but wasn't really registering much damage. But we'll see. It looks a little better now. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Still hanging on to the lead. And somebody caught me where I couldn't see him. Yeah, with the new latest round of weapon buffs, it seems like, well, it's obviously they bumped up a lot of the weapon damage for a good number of weapons, but they did not increase durability much, so, or at all actually. So it seems like everybody's burning through bots a lot faster. I think I've been hearing that there's going to be some tweaks to speed and possibly to how some of the energy shields work out on the people from the people that are playing on the test server. I'm not sure how much that's going to make the live game, but something else is going to be changing. This round of buffs seemed a little bit one-sided, even if it's not terribly drastic. And welcome back from your camping trip, Frank. Alright, and we win the first match. Take a quick look at results and I'll go about getting the squad together. Knocking the dust off. I've been out and about running around. Give me 1 second, Frank, and I'll you can resend me the invite. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, and just for Benjamin, who asked earlier, I'm just about to put the clan info on the screen. You can see the clan name is team_Mikey. Tag is TMK. The clan ID number is 40843. If you want to send us a request to join, go right ahead. Next time I bounce out, we can get you in there. All right, Frank. If you got a squad going, you can re-invite me now, and I'll jump in. And hello to Clyde. How you doing? Alright, this is a good board to do some sniping. I'll do like last time. I'll snipe for a bit and then jump into the fray so it doesn't get too boring, and then go back to my usual work with shorter range bots. I see Frank is running all geckos tonight. So this Natasha is well, I've had a trebuchet for a long time that was leveled up a bit. But this Natasha is one of the event winnings. The second trebuchet and one of the two geckos on it are also event winnings. So I'm playing with what I've earned from the event here, except for the, or at least most of it is. I am sliding down the ramp. Nice. There we go. Got him. Okay, so we're leading 3 beacons to 2. So I'm going to get a little bit more involved here. Whoop. That would help if I wouldn't miss. It's a little bit more interesting to play to move around a bit when you're sniping. So honestly, it does get boring if you just stay on top. If you just stay up top and shoot from long range all the time. And you don't really rack up as much damage as you'd think doing that. Alright, starting to get my weapons torn off here. Alright, let's get into the thick of this. Now we're down a beacon, so gotta get in there and mix it up a little bit. And hello there to Night Fury and to Corkins. How are you guys doing tonight? Let's go over the top, and hello there, Karen Gamer. So geckos are definitely one of the weapons that got a good damage buff. I think about 20%, I think. So, yeah, we're gonna be prepared to see a lot more, a lot more laser pointers out there on the battlefield than we used to, or already are. Okay, made a big mess out of that. And hello to Pleeplop. Okay, putting lots of fire on center beacon. As usual, watching out for... This guy has figured out how to corner shoot. People are saying that it seems like the blast radius for rockets got nerfed a little bit. That might be true. It's hard to say. I've heard conflicting ideas on that. Some people have been saying that that they've actually extended the blast radius to be forward instead of out to the sides to prevent people from outrunning rockets. I'm really not sure how true that is. Sometimes it seems like it might be a little narrower. Sometimes it doesn't. It's really hard to say, just based on what I can see, because you can't really tell for sure. Yeah, I seem to do a good job of getting some splash damage around the corner on that guy who's in middle beacon, so it's hard to say if it's just people complaining or if there really was a substantial change there. Bad place to pop out. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to just get into a mess. Alright, and our first group battle of the night is a loss. Yeah, we did okay on overall damage, though. Alright, Frank, if you want to take a look and see if any of the other folks are online. No, I haven't seen Happy Burger yet. He's in there last night. I think, Frank, I think Vlad was looking to join in. If he's still on. And hello to Juan Enriquez. Alright, so drop in with what we've got and see what happens. Okay, nice city battle. I'm going to start off with a Leo this time. Alright, it's 2-on-1 over here on the right side. Now it's 3-on-1 on the right side. So I'll do what I can to keep these guys busy. Probably not going to be able to advance on this beacon without help. Okay, one thing I've been hearing is coming from the test server is that the shield recharge on the for the Carnage is going to go up a little bit, or double rather. Should be nice because the shield doesn't seem to disappear pretty fast on these things and then just never come back. Okay, hello there, Alfian. How are you doing? Okay. Not the best time to start picking up lag. Frank just got picked off on the left side. Let's get over there, see if I can recap that beacon. So I don't think I want to be in the middle of the in the middle of the field this time. Okay. This guy here is about to get a big surprise. Try and slip inside his shield. And almost got him. Alright, nothing left but my sniper bot. Volcanic Gamers, how you doing? Just because I know somebody's going to ask sooner or later, we're playing on the Android platform right now. So those of you who are also playing on Android are welcome to try and find us and join in. Okay, looks like they're pushing a little bit on this side. I recharge my guns a little bit and pop back around the corner and see what I can do. Okay, cleaned up this side. Somebody's coming around to spawn over here. He's still around the corner. And by the time I get around to a good shot, it should be good and charged up to 100%. And let him have it. And looks like we're wrapping this up. Where's the red beacons over here on the right? No way I'm getting there in time. It looks like we're just about to wrap this up. And let's see how the standings are doing. No kills that time for me. And fairly pitiful amount of damage. I spent a lot of time getting shot that time instead of doing the shooting. Alright, and Frank is running the... And Frank is running the squad right now, so... Let's see, we'll start out sniping here in Springfield. Gonna head up to the right and find some cover over there. And see if I can take some pot shots at the guys going for the center beacon. Or, well, off-center beacon, really. That's the guy I really want to be shooting at. I think he's behind cover. Not a good day for sniping. And too many people on my team are doing that anyway. Nobody went to the left at all, so I'm going to have to plug that gap now. Hopefully before the red team realizes that we left the whole left side open. Right now I am in Gold 3 League. Alright, didn't like getting caught on the corner of the building. Okay, nobody is playing this side at all. So we're going to cross over and see if we can sneak a beacon. Uh-oh, got picked up by a... Getting picked up by that Zeus Fury over there. Okay, they are still concentrating all their forces over on the right side, so it'd be nice to pick up that beacon over there, but I'm not really in position to do that right now. Really need a runner to do that. Alright, I feel like I'm all alone up here. I'm going to get jumped by about 4 bots at the same time if I try to move. So I think the rest of the team is mostly snipe. There we go, I got some help here. Alright, now I feel better about going in. Well, so you're right there. I am more long range, so I am a lot closer than I should be, but someone's got to get in there. If everybody hangs, if we don't have somebody in there and everybody hangs back, it's not going to go well. Oh, probably took one step too far there. Alright, we're getting good fire support here, so it's not too bad. Oh, come on, I just needed one more... That was a bad time to run out of ammo on my pins. I really needed one more shot to knock down that rhino. That's kind of what I like with that Leo, that combination of weapons. Yeah, it's more mid to long range, but I'm not totally useless up close. I'd generally be outclassed up close, but I can still do it. It's kind of why I like that range of fighting, because you're never really stuck. I think we just cleaned house here. Oh, looking up at the kill record, looks like I did get a double kill on the... Well, I killed that, it does look like I killed that rhino just as he was killing me, so... Not bad. 5 kills. Well, fairly low damage, but I'll take 5 kills. Most kills, lowest on the, lowest on the leaderboard. Hey, I'll take it. 3 gold and 2 tokens is 3 gold and 2 tokens. Okay, Alfian, I think you were looking to get invited. If you go look, well, we're jumping into battle again, so the clan name is team_Mikey, TEAM_MIKEY. Can't remember the clan ID off the top of my head, but you can go look for it. Tag is TMK. Can't do a whole lot about Facebook right this second, though. Okay, looks like there's a Treb Fury climbing the hill back there. And he got me just as I was going for cover. Okay, nice job with that. Nice job lobbing that aphid over there and getting me. I've always noticed that when I shoot aphids, they don't ever arc the way I want them to, but when people are shooting at me, they always seem to find the mark, so... Okay, that Carnage is probably waiting there for support, if he's smart. I can get around this corner before that Fury notices me. Alright, you guys are getting to watch me get a little too over-aggressive. Three-on-one is never going to work out well. Okay, and Frank is on top of the hill too. That's a guy who needs to go. Alright, that's one down, and laser guy on the hill has found me. Reposition a little bit. Alright, I'm going to have to plug in a second. Getting my battery warning, so actually I can probably sneak that in right now. Alright, let's see who we can see now. We're going to follow Frank around. Don't get too self-conscious, Frank. Just go in and fight. Alright, we're not racking up wins tonight, but let's see how we're doing in kills and damage. Let's see, 2 kills for me. And 1 for Frank. Yeah, so we kind of got our butts handed to us there. Hello there, Splash Damage Gaming. Alright, so I got the squad. So real quick, just before I get the team back together, one more time for the couple of people that were interested, I'm going to drop the clan info on the screen for a few seconds, and we'll get back into the action. Alright, so for those of you that were interested in joining the clan, we still have slots open. You can see the name is Team Mikey, and clan ID is 40843. We've still got spots open, so if you want to send a request, we'll get you in here as soon as we see it. In any case, let me get the squad going again. Grab the folks I see that are online. Alright, looks like Frank is in. Give Vladimir another second, see if he's going to come in. And let's go. I think I'm actually, let's see who's going where this time. Alright. I'm going to head back up towards center because it looks like people are going both directions already, and we got a gecko on the field. Everybody's using geckos tonight. And there's literally nowhere to run where you're not going to get lit up by a gecko. So let's see. So I can play that game too. At least for a little bit. Alright, Frank, that Natasha config looks very familiar. killed off the wounded now. It's... should have been a little higher up the hill. Alright, hopefully we've thinned out the gecko herd a little bit. And we can get back to really fighting. Oh, that was a miscued jump right there. I was trying to jump back to the right and back a little bit. But my timing was a little off and I ended up popping straight up, which was the last thing that I wanted to do. See if I can sneak around back without getting killed. I'm out of here. Alright, that was a nice sneak attack. I can't believe nobody noticed that I took that long to notice that I'd swung around back. Alright, and that was a nice win. Okay, 3 kills, no beacons, but we got some kills here. squad menu. Oh, we lost Frank. Maddie's online. Let's see. Frank's back. Where's Pleeplop? I saw you on here. There you are. All right, invite sent. Okay, that's all four of us. I think that's everybody's online right now. So, we lost someone. All right. We lost someone as I was hitting the button, so looks like it's three of us. Okay, we're going to start off at mid-range first. Uh-oh, Frank already got blown up. Probably lagged out, maybe. Question is, do I push forward or try to cut across the riverbed? I don't think I'm going to make it if I push across the riverbed, so I'm going to keep going this way. Oh, there's hydras out there, I see. Okay, will you donate gold to me? Well, I'm going to have to say no, not unless you've got gold to donate to me to be able to give you first. You may not realize this, but you can't just give gold out of your collection. You actually have to purchase gifts. So basically, you're asking me for $5. If you have 18,000 gold, you don't need gold from me. If you have 18,000 gold, you should be donating gold to me. Well, splash damage. Don't we all need? I think everybody here could use 20,000 gold for 4 maxed out Lancelots. And actually, a better strategy would probably be to hang on to that gold and see if you can see how much the new dash bots are going to cost. Alright, and that's game over. Okay, another 3 kills. Not picking up any beacons. Alright, let's collect who else we can. I think we lost Frank at some point. I don't see him online anymore. Alright, just give it a second, see if Maddie can join in. Alright, let's go with what we got. Alright, as entertaining as that conversation is, I'm just going to have to ask you to first off, Splash Damage, if you're still listening, please take caps lock off. That does get annoying after a while. And just to be clear, it's probably not appropriate to be begging for money from everybody on somebody else's stream. If you want to watch or take part in some of these fights, you're more than welcome to. But I really don't think you should be clogging up the stream chat asking everybody to donate to your Lancelot fund. Okay, tiptoe through the parking garage. And the gecko and the aphids still seem to be able to find me. Oh man, I would never have that good luck with aphids going around buildings like that. Okay, I'm going to follow this rhino in. Oh, doing a good job of hitting the rhino in the back instead of getting shots over his shoulder like I was trying to do. Right in front of a Carnage is a bad place to land. And it seems like everybody's running Treb Gecko Natashas at some point today. And myself included. Okay, we're gonna go long range this time. Come on. Target lock is not my friend today. I think at one time in the past, geckos were actually supposed to soften up armor, which is why bots tend to glow when where they get hit. They kept the graphic in, but never. But once they changed how the game mechanic worked, and it's just damage over time now. Yep, sliding down the hill now. Alright. Took one step too far forward. And hello there, Awesome Gaming. How are you doing? and that was a loss. Only 1 kill, 199 damage. Definitely not my best game. Pleplop doing better. No kills, but he got 2 beacons. And did quite a bit more damage than I did. Let's get back into this. Keep missing on getting Maddie in. And hello there, RDBS. Okay, let me get back to clan chat. Give Maddie a few more seconds to respond. All right, let's drop into battle. So Awesome Gaming is asking, why does the Rhino suck? Well, it does and it doesn't. It's like anything else. It's good at certain things and not so good at other things, depending on your weapon loadout and how you play it. The problem with the Rhino is it's really only got one trick, and that's it can put up a shield and run really fast in one direction at the same time. And that really everybody knows how to beat a Rhino now. You just either flank it or you dump on it with splash damage weapons. And also remember, a lot of weapons also just got buffs too. So weapons are doing a lot of damage, and well, Rhino really isn't all that tough for a heavy bot, except for its main shield. So every time you drop that shield to fire your medium weapons, you're really exposing yourself. You're vulnerable, very vulnerable to splash damage. And you know, anybody who's working as a team, they're just going to keep splitting your attention 2 ways until one of the two, you know, until somebody gets a shot on your back or your side. There are some times when you can do good things with a Rhino, but again, it's got a lot of limitations. Because again, it's meant to do one thing and one thing only really well, and yeah, in combat, you got to be able to switch up what you're doing sometimes, because you see how it goes just for these videos. It's very rare that you get. That things work out in your favor. Most fights happen when you're getting stuck in bad situations, or, oh my god, there's like 4 of them clustered together. A speed buff might help the Rhino a little bit. Yeah, actually, if you just look at it really clinically from a game balance perspective, it is fairly well balanced because it's got some things that it does really well and it's got weaknesses. The problem is not everybody else has that same kind of balance. You know, speed helps everybody. I think it needs it's got a big problem with turning when or sidestepping when your shields are down. That's my biggest thing, because you notice I don't like to go straight forward, straight back as much. I spend a lot of time walking side to side, and the Rhino is painfully slow at that. So it kind of forces you to play a little unnaturally. But you get the right spot, like, for instance, that little alley in the middle of the power plant. Rhino's really good at holding that position, but not against a Griffin that can jump over it or anything like that. But someplace where it doesn't matter if you can turn much, and you can really make the most out of that frontal shield. Yeah, you can do good. But that's kind of a really limited set of circumstances. Yeah, the dash bots, I really don't know what they're going to cost. I've heard a lot of different rumors about it. Some people saying they're gonna cost some outrageous amount of gold. Other people have been saying it's gonna cost influence points, which you either get by bugging your friends on Facebook to join the game, or just buying influence points with gold outright. So, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what it ends up being. And hi, Dustin. How you doing? Yeah, the Rhino's big downfall was when everybody converted to rocket weapons with that last rocket buff. Because that's the thing that its main weakness is, because that gets around... That kind of negates your shield, or your hard shield. So now that everybody's packing rockets, you're basically always facing your worst enemy. That's like trying to play rock, paper, scissors when everybody beats... you know, when everybody beats paper. That just took down Lancelot. Alright, good on kills. 5 kills, 4 beacons. Yeah, and aside from that, yeah, really, aside from the speed boost, that straightforward linear speed boost you get, the stalker, the rhino is just painfully slow in any other situation. All right, let me just take a quick. Everybody else has dropped, so give me a second here. Let me just check my prize status. Yep, I got completed my first step towards Trident, so I'm still collecting kills. Yeah, and I don't know how far you guys have gotten with the event tasks. You see, getting up. I got the Natasha, then the Trebuchet. Now I'm working on the Trident, and you see, I'm getting in. I'm on the second of 5 steps, and it's destroy 46 robots. Yeah, it's destroy robots, so it's not too bad. That's something we do all the time. But when it's asking you for, say, 20 wins on a step, which I think is something that's coming up, it just takes a long time. Anyway. Yeah, I got the Leo. That's the Leo I'm actually using is the one I got from the task. I got that Natasha from one of the tasks, and, well, half of the weapons on it from earlier tasks. I could really use another Trident. I'd like to run another Carnage, and I have a Trident elsewhere that I'm not using right now. I'm actually going to swap this Natasha out, because I'm just not feeling the sniping tonight. I've got a mixed bag of bots in here, different types. A lot of them I've had straight. Yes, and yes, speaking of rhinos, there it is, classic plasma rhino. Alright, see you around, Clyde. Thanks for hopping in again. I'm going to put in my Aphid Trident Leo. What clan am I in? That's a good question. I can put that on the screen right now, too. So, on the screen right now, you see my clan info. The clan name is Team Mikey, and we are clan ID 40843. And yeah, we've got some slots open yet. We've got about 7 slots to go to be full. So we're still taking members. We got a mixed bag, a bunch of different levels, mostly Silver League and Gold League folks. Clan's reasonably well active, so there's always people on to play with. So let me get back to it. If you're interested in sending a request, yeah. Just get my workshop points. Yeah, and you can see I'm banking up my workshop points and my gold right now. Just waiting to see what happens with the next round of new stuff that comes out. So I got a funny feeling I'm going to need a lot of gold for that. In the meantime, I'm upgrading what I've got as much as I can. Let's see. Speaking of events, let's take a look at my event tokens. Only at 31 right now. I'm debating how far I'm going to save up, because I've had really, really, really bad luck with event prizes. For the most part, I'm just getting tokens and and small amounts of silver, once in a while a little bit of gold, and a couple of cheesy silver weapons that I don't really need. I really haven't gotten anything good. I'll trade in 100 tokens for a box and get 50 tokens back. So that's been happening a lot. I just haven't been getting the prizes, so I'm debating. I'm just going to save up event points for now and see what happens in the next couple of days and figure out what I'm going to do with it, because I'm just not getting anything worthwhile in prizes. Not a single bot, just a couple of weapons and a lot of garbage. So let's see if anybody is available online to squad up. I've been trying to get Maddie in here for a while, but not having good luck there. give Maddie and oh, there's a couple of people on. And DDR2121. Just give them a minute or two, see if one of them can accept. Otherwise, we'll just drop in solo. All right, DDR wants to play, so I'll drop in. Awesome Gaming, I'll check your request after this fight. Just in the interest of, we had enough dead time between matches as it was, just the interest of keeping the stream interesting. I just want to keep it moving. We're back in Dead City. This is, you know, this map's been around for a long time, so it's easy to say this, but I do like this map a lot. It's got a little bit of something for everybody on this one. A great big killing zone in the middle. Oh, that was not friendly at all. Went around the corner and saw the entire red team. Like anything else, the more you level up the Zeus, the better. It does a moderate amount of damage at good range, but it recharges fairly quickly. The only thing you got to watch out for, it takes a little... You can't switch targets very easily because you do have to wait for it to lock on. James Lee, what am I using for live streaming? It's actually using the YouTube Gaming app. It works pretty well when you turn it on. There's nothing you have to add on or do really with it. It'll live stream to your YouTube account, or it'll just do recordings locally. Alright, I'm going to pull out my other Leo that I haven't used in a while, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, the real problem with that Leo is all but useless against anything with an Ancile shield. I haven't used it in a while, but if you can get your buddies to strip shields off people, it's going to be pretty nasty. It's kind of why I haven't been using it as much as I used to. Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of damage tonight. Alright, I'm going to drop out for a second. Check our requests. If the clan menu ever comes back, that is. And here we go. I'm just going to take a quick peek at your profile. Okay, still getting up there. Bronze League, Rhino, Fujin, Raijin, Stalker. Alright. Okay, and get the squad started up again. And see who's able to join. Where'd you go there? I saw you on the menu just before. There you are. Alright, I'm going to give it a minute, see who can see who's able to join. Okay, that's 3. Awesome Gaming, if you're able to get in, great. If not, I'm going to get the match started in another second. And we'll catch up on the next one. Alright, just checking the time. I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 more matches before I call it a night. And just looking back at the chat, so you guys were talking about Raijins as well. Raijins can be a lot of fun. I know some of the other guys in the clans use them a lot, especially with Thunders. Some are actually very good at it. So I've seen some people make that bot really work well. I've actually never driven one. I'm not so sure that... Okay, we'll see if we can get in on the next one. Oh, this is not a good spot to be in. Always seems like it's a lot easier to get into trouble than it is to get out of trouble. You take one step too far, one or two steps too far forward, and everybody starts shooting at you, and it takes twice as long to back out of trouble. I could make an excuse that, oh, that's the bot that I haven't played a lot lately and I'm not used to it, but fact of the matter is I just walked into a heap of trouble. Yeah, that's not a good way to go either. All their campers will be able to shoot at me. And they got a camper all the way up on the left flank, too. That guy I can take. There we go. That's someone I can do something about. Rhino giving me his side. Yep, right there, that was a perfect demonstration of what's weak about the Rhino. He was target fixated, he was charging in one direction, and he got ripped apart by somebody working the flank. And need to pay attention, because I now have half the red team shooting at me. So I'm sitting there patting myself on the back for blindsiding that Rhino while I'm walking into a trap. And we have Hydra Guy up on the left side, 500 meters out. And that was me taking on a Rhino when the Rhino had every advantage. It's taking him head on, straight forward. He's focused on me, had nobody attacking him from the side, and, you know, I couldn't do jack to him. Really, the only way you get a Rhino working well is if you get it in that one situation that it works well in. You just gotta search out that... Do everything you can to make that situation happen. Make sure somebody's watching your flanks. And try to stay away from rockets. Okay, yeah, and Awesome Gaming, if you're watching on one device playing on another, you probably are seeing how much of a delay there is in the stream. Stream is actually a couple of seconds behind the actual game. Come on, target lock is not my friend. Alright, and that's game over for me. Gonna watch Maddie fight her way out of this one. Yeah, red team did a good job of making sure that there was no even matches out there on the field. So they were able to jockey it so that they were always fighting 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. And do I go for beacons? Yeah, I usually do go for beacons. In that case, I kept trying to get onto center beacon, but couldn't find a way in there without facing the entire red team. Alright, I am good for one more match. I'm going to drop for 1 second. And let's see. I think I'm going to switch out this Leo. Gonna do something weird. I'm gonna grab my Galahad, which gets a bad rap these days. More of a brawler. Got the squad back going, and this is gonna be my last match for the night. And let's get in who we can get in. Oops. Sorry about that. Jesse Magnums. I do not have a Jesse, and if I did, I would not be putting Magnums on it. Kind of defeats the purpose, or at least not all Magnums, because that kind of defeats the purpose of having a Jesse in the first place. Alright, just give these guys another few seconds. See if either of them can join in. Alright, let's drop in. Combo I'd like to see is if somebody can run 4 Noricums on a Jesse. And aside from making your opponent die from laughter, though I gotta say, you gotta watch it because there are some people who are really smart with how they use Noricums. I saw a nice little video of somebody out there who put 4 Noricums on a Patton, and he'd just run up to people, to an enemy bot, pin them against a wall, and then fire, or do it like under the tunnel, in the tunnel on the moon map, get under the tunnel and just fire in a closed space, and the splash damage was devastating. And the title of the video was "Ha ha ha! You guys are using Noricums wrong," or something along those lines. I gotta give the guy points for creativity. Alright. Alright, a short run for my Galahad that I haven't used in a while. I kind of wish when I got that Galahad that I actually bought a Gareth instead, because it's much more useful as a beacon runner. And honestly, neither of them really has a whole lot of durability, so I think I'd rather have speed. Somebody lost connection here. Oh. Probably would have stayed alive longer if I didn't worry about collecting the free easy kill. Yeah, Rogaka is one that never gets old. Especially if you have 2 Orkans to put on it. Or better yet, 2 Rogakas. One running 2 Orkans, one running 2 Terrans. There's a little bit more to it than that. I'm probably not running against max players. One of my problems is that some of my bots are not really leveled up as much as they should be for where I am. Like, I'm using bots that are mostly like level 6, 7, 8. So I get shredded pretty fast. I really can't get it. You know, I can't really go toe-to-toe as much as I'd like. But you know, this game, there's just going to be times when you just really have to go toe-to-toe. My weapons aren't too far behind. I'm not even close to maxed out. But I used that. You know, my main focus has really been leveling up what I have, as opposed to bringing in new stuff. But you know, I still end up bringing in new stuff now and then anyway, which sets me back a little. So I'm always kind of playing catch up with level ups. Alright, that was a Raijin that wasn't paying attention. I think this guy's letting me get up behind him. Alright, good last battle for the Carnage. This guy's gonna take me now. Yep. Alright, I know I wasn't going to last forever hanging out in the enemy spawn like that, but I can't be disappointed. That was a pretty good run. And yeah, that Fujin that you just saw with the Tulums and the Orkin is actually one of my favorite bots. It's built all wrong because I should really have all the same weapons on it, but I just like it. Hey, this is a pretty good match for me. 8 kills, 777,000 damage, and 3 beacons. That might actually be my record. I think my record high was somewhere in the mid 700,000s. Alright. So I'm going to have to wrap it up. Any of you guys that are in the team, yeah, if you go back, Bernie, if you go back and look at some of my old videos, I've been using that Fujin almost constantly since I started streaming. So there's plenty of good Fujin footage out there. And it's the bot that I keep thinking of swapping it out of my hangar, but it just stays there because it's never really falls out of usage. So let's take a quick look. I got a little area domination. And I want to take a quick look at my stats. Just to see, yep, that was my record scoring game there. Hey, thanks for the sub, Bernie. Yep, and so and just to answer your question about why my bots are getting shredded, you can see my bot levels here. Some of my bots are not really that leveled up. My weapon levels are similar. Some of them are okay, some of them aren't. So I've had a bad habit early on of just scratching and rebuilding my hangar several times, and things like for some reason I insist on using the Leo that I won during the event rather than the level 8 Leo that I have, the other one that you saw earlier. Anyway, so that explains that. You know, I'm running out there with level 6, 7, 8 bots, and I'm facing people that have a lot of times that have like 8, 9, 10 level bots. So you know, I get shredded a lot, but, you know, I'm holding my own, so I can't complain too much. Hey, Eduardo, we're just wrapping up at this point. You're welcome to join us next time, though, or you can go back and check out the rest of the stream on YouTube later. I'll be streaming again, probably not tomorrow night, but Monday night. Streaming War Robots. Tomorrow you might be able to catch me. I might be playing, streaming 1 or 2 PS4 games tomorrow night as well. But I usually do War Robots roughly every other night. Up to 20 streams so far. This is our 20th broadcast so far. And we've been putting together a nice clan here that's you're seeing most of the action from. Hey, thanks, Bernie, for the compliment. Yeah, I don't have all max bots. I'm not the greatest player in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, I try to show you what it's like for somebody who's an average player who doesn't spend a lot of money on the game. Just be a regular player rather than somebody maxed out, because you know anybody can. It's a lot easier to do well and look like a hero when you're all maxed out. Hey, and this looks like we got a request. Let me accept that before we sign off. Yeah, Bernie, we still have plenty of slots open. If you want to send a request over, our clan ID is 40843. You can see we still have we have about 5 slots open. Once we get full, once we get filled up, then I'll have to start worrying about who's who's active and who's not. But for now, as long as you're willing to come in, have fun, cap beacons, and fight the red team, you can join the team. Yep, 40843 is the clan ID. I'm going to have to turn that down because I'm about to sign off. I'm going to sign off the stream, but as soon as I see your request, I'll accept it and get you in. But I'm going to shut down for now. Thanks for coming out and thanks for playing. And I will see you. I'll see you in game before then if you're in the clan, and if not, I'll see you on the live stream on Monday. And Bernie, just so you don't forget, after I sign off the live stream, I'll keep an eye out and I will accept your request once you get it in. So, good night, everybody. Thanks for playing.